shake your booties for black girl nerds.
Megan and Danny, I'm so happy to talk to the both of you. We are now into season 2, and our gamers are planning this expansion, or have to execute this expansion, which I imagine is like a wedding, planning a wedding, or just something really epic that brings out the best and worst in people. Megan, beginning with you, how will this make the staff better or for worse that you can and tip us off to? How is it going to test them trying to get this goal accomplished?
Well, you really nailed it there. It's like planning a wedding, except that everyone in the world is allowed to come to it and tell you what they thought of it after they attend. So it's a very high stress situation. Also, this year, Poppy has gotten a promotion to be the co-creative director with Ian. And that's a new position for her. And I think that, like many of us who have like an annoying boss, we always think, oh, I wouldn't do it that way if I was in charge. I would be the best boss ever. I would listen to everyone's concerns and respond appropriately. And then you get that job and then you're like, shut up, I'm talking, you know? So I think what's fun is we get to explore the ways in which Poppy has just as big of an ego as Ian does. And that comes to bear on this season. And them trying to up, they had such success last year with the expansion. Where do you go from there for another one? How do you not disappoint the people? And what do you do when you have a duo where there's no tiebreaker and you disagree about everything? How do you get past those creative impasses? So it's been a lot of fun. And I think like you're gonna get to see some really cool, creative license that we took this year, and just exploring what even the show can be, and fun pairings of putting people together you haven't seen before. Because in many ways, like them releasing the new expansion, the second season, we wanted to top ourselves from season 1, and I think we've done that. So I'm excited for people to see it.
Thank you. For Danny, for Brad, I don't know, I like Brad. Sometimes the truth,
Hey,
the truth sayer is not always so warm and fuzzy. Sometimes
thank
somebody
you.
has to just give it to you straight up and help you get there. Is that a fair assessment for him?
Thank you. I wish somebody would have told me I shouldn't have played football in high school. Just told me that you shouldn't be playing football. You will break your collarbone. It's just not good for you. Try running. Try track. And I think that's Brad's job in the office. In this very creative environment, he is, I don't want to say the voice of reason, but in many ways, he tells it like it is. And he is, bottom line, it's like, here's what's going to work. Here's what's not going to work. Don't bring your personal issues into the office. Don't care about it. I just want to find ways to make money and keep this, keep this a business, right? It's really fun to play that kind of character. Who can really just speak the truth, consistently speaking his truth in the office. And, in season 2, we even get to see a little bit of Brad's vulnerabilities too, which is kind of cool because in some ways you get to learn a little bit more about where that truth or sort of that hardness on the outside comes from in this season. And that was really fun to play this year.
I think Brad is a Taurus like me. Because maybe that's why I related to that. I think he's a Taurus straight up through and through. Just cutting right to it.
You know what? That's canon. That's canon now. He's a Taurus.
Yep. He's a Taurus.
Definitely Taurus the bull for sure. Not warm
He's
and
definitely
fuzzy.
not a Pisces. I'll tell you that. Not like me. He's definitely not a Pisces.
And lastly, I'm so pleased that we get to know more about Murray's character and his origin and what made him into what he is. What was the day of shooting that episode like? Because I don't want to disclose any of it because it's so cool and it's so cute. What was the day like filming that with him?
Well, we shot it all in this beautiful house. It was an on location, and it was really incredible because it was such a focus on Murray, and we all knew he could act. But you're going to see some capital A acting this season. I mean, he really he showed us why he has an Oscar. He didn't bring it to set, which I thought was really restrained on his part, because I would have walked it around. I mean, I put my Emmy right there just so everybody knows. But it was really fantastic. His co-star in that episode, also an Academy Award winner, certainly no slouch. And it was fantastic. And Murray is so giving and so great. When we gave him the script for that episode, I remember him saying, "This is like an actor's banquet," and he thanked us so much for it. And he memorized it before long before we kept saying, "We're going to do some rewrites, Murray," and he's like, "I'll memorize those as well." And he, it's just, it was fantastic. It's such a special episode, and I'm excited, for people to see it.
I heart him. Thank you so much, you guys, for your time. I love the season. I've seen the whole thing, and thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.